To the cellar where the door's just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. What are you guys? Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
There's someone here that would like to talk to you.
There's something horrible happening in my house.
It's November 1st, 1971. I'm sitting here with Carolyn Perrin, who, with her family, has been experiencing supernatural occurrences. You picking up anything in here, huh?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it? Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
You have a lot of spirits in here, but there's one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful. This thing has latched itself to your family.
I've never seen nothing like this. I can't lose you.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed.
Scared.
When the music stops, look in the mirror standing behind you.
What would you say were your first initial reactions when you saw the trailer?
First I didn't. Well, when I heard there was like a little laughter at being, I thought it was going to be scary. But after that, there wasn't really scary music, so I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to be scary.
Okay, so leading on to that, like, what scared you the most? Because you kind of touched on it.
The whispers.
The whispers.
And just like when the voice would go low, and then something scary would be behind. Oh, and the sharp noises. It was just like bam.
So what made it? So why did it scare you? Why did them sort of things scare you? Is it because like it plays with your imagination, so you're kind of like, ooh, what's there? Like,
yeah.
Okay, so just because it plays with your imagination, and in the opposite direction, like, what do you think were the least effective?
At the beginning, when there was just like normal music, it wasn't really scary.
So it didn't really add nothing. It's just like boring.
It's just,
Okay. And who do you think the target audience is like for this particular movie?
Maybe people in their 20s, I don't know.
From so 20 and upwards.
Yeah.
So, okay. And lastly, would you recommend watching this movie?
It looks good, but yeah, someone who likes horror movies, then yeah, watch it.
But for you,
No.
for you wouldn't watch it. Thank you.
Okay.
Fuck's sake. I can't.
Can you do your lecture?
So what do you think what were your first reactions when you saw The Conjuring?
I think the beginning of it wasn't really that scary, but when the sound of it started to kick in, I was like, oh my god, and I started swearing. Did you notice the swearing?
So that kind of leads on. So what made you scared like the most when you watched it? Was
The
the
use of
most
sound.
scared? The use of sound, and how was the sound used in this one?
it'll be like really slow at the start of it, and then whenever something scary is about to happen, it'll go fast. Then your heart, you can feel your heart thingy.
So you think it goes with your heartbeat? So it's like the suspense kind of makes it more scary. Okay. So what do you think was the least effective in this trailer?
The fact that it started off so slow.
So you don't like the fact that it was a slow pace. You like it like
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the trailer was a bit too long as well, because towards the end of it, you started getting a bit bored of it. Like, that's personally for me, I like short trailers.
Okay. And what do you think the target audience for this trailer is?
18 and older,
Why do you think it's 18 and over?
because of it's just how scary it is. I wouldn't make a 16-year-old watch it.
Okay. And
I
last.
think it'd be damaging to it.
Oh, okay. And lastly, would you recommend watching this trailer or the movie, in fact?
It depends if you like horror movies. If you like horror movies, then yeah. If you don't, no.
So you wouldn't recommend it?
No. Personally, I wouldn't watch it.
Okay. Thank you. So what would you say was your first reaction when you actually saw the video, like the trailer?
What, the first part?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
first part.
good. It was grabbing.
What made it
grabbed me
grabbing?
from- Just the way that it was put together.
Okay.
All the different shots, and that Priscilla bit was really creepy as well.
Okay. So what made you scared the most? Because at some point you grabbed me. So
Yeah, that was
like.
the jumpy part. That part at the end was really bad when she saw him in the mirror.
Oh, so you don't like the fact that it just suddenly appeared?
Yeah, I liked it, but it was scary.
Okay.
In a scary way.
Yeah. What would you say is the least effective?
The part where you were just showing the relics, the skull, you know, when they were introducing themselves.
Oh, so you don't think that adds anything to the trailer?
It lets us know why they're there, but
It's not effective.
yeah, no.
Okay. And who do you think the target audience is for this movie? Who would you say the target audience is?
Just anybody that likes a good horror film.
So you don't think
my
it's
age group, teenagers, most definitely.
What about younger?
No.
Not for younger,
No.
from teenage and up.
Teenagers and
Okay.
upwards.
And lastly, would
Any
you?
horror fans.
Oh, okay. And lastly, would you recommend it?
Yes. I wouldn't mind seeing it actually.
Why?
Yeah, comments.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
First initial reaction when you saw the trailer?
It's quite dark and scary. They've done it like a documentary, so I quite like that style, and it looks quite realistic.
So I noticed from your reaction you weren't particularly scared of anything. You were literally just taking it in. So is there anything that scared you?
Yeah, I did like those ghosts or demonic creatures or whatever that came at the screen, and I think the music plays a huge part to adding to the atmosphere of the film, and the way the sort of like a heartbeat type editing which was going on, that just enhanced the height of the scariness. There was probably a point, if it carried on, I probably would have started. I'm probably quite used to those kind of horror films, so but I do still like to be scared, so that's the important thing.
Okay. What do you think were the least effective, like they actually done in the trailer? Like,
The least effective things were, I think they tried to tell the beginning, and it was a little bit dragging on the idea of the Warrens and introducing them as the characters instead of going straight to the house. But it does introduce it quite well, and I think it was a little bit more than 1 minute 30, but I still think it was effective, and the extra information that it gave made me want to see it more, because I then realized it's a true story, based on a true story, and what happens at the end can be quite scary.
Okay, so touching on that, who do you think the target audience are? Like, who do you think the movie is aimed at?
I definitely think that the audience for this type of film is teenagers, but over 18. I know that youngsters younger than that do watch it, but they're going to pay the price because it's going to be quite scary. And that's specifically why it's 18 plus. I think once you've gone over that age, you're more relaxed and more mature enough to watch these kind of films and make an informed choice yourself.
Okay, so lastly, would you recommend watching this movie to anyone?
Yes, from what I saw, I think there's certain scenes in there which will make you jump, will terrorize you, will scare you, which is what I think the main objective of the film is. You know, they could have done a actual documentary and probably not made it as scary, but I think the fact that there are things in there that make you jump and make you question things, what you can't see, that's what makes it more interesting.
Right, thank you.